Well, we are continuing our week-long theme on A Whole New You by helping you discuss taboo topics with your significant other. Things you don't want to talk about.
Yeah, I love it when you say that. And joining us is relationship expert Mike Lindstrom. He is a guy, yes, but he's also the author of Men, 10 Secrets Every Woman Should Know. Okay, what makes you an expert? You're going to teach us.
Right.
You're going to teach us about this.
This is making me nervous already. No, we spent Dan Lair and I spent 2 years doing live events all around the country and interviewing men and women in their most comfortable place, cocktails. You hold a lounge party and you get people, and we record them. So we would have them all transcribed, then we would go back through each live event, and we found that there were common topics that just came up between men and women every single time, and then we just said, let's just write, we got to write the book.
Well, let me guess. Sex was the big one, right?
Yeah, in our term, we call it sexpectations. That's
I like that.
The one thing that comes up the most in the live events is the divide between men and women. It doesn't matter if you're married or single or dating. It's that rift between your expectations around sex. So we just said, let's just call it sexpectations. We have a whole 2 chapters dedicated to sexpectations.
So what is realistic?
So, in terms of, the sexpectation conversation never happens. It just doesn't happen. But just so that's the reality. The reality is it doesn't happen.
Happens with your girlfriends.
Well, it happens, when you guys are all with each other and we're not around.
You were talking about, you know what I mean?
No, the conversation.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But I thought she was talking.
when you guys are with each other, that's a totally different story. So that's the reality. But it's getting the people to talk about these subject matters around frequency, around turn-ons and turn-offs and things of that nature. That's all. It just needs to happen more often.
All right, I'm on social media.
Okay.
A lot.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Should we have limits?
Yes. You just have to communicate the limits. That's the one thing that we find in these events, these taboo events, is that people don't have conversations. Is it okay to be friends with your ex? Is it okay to have certain friends that maybe there's an attraction or a weirdness to, so there could be a jealousy issue. But you just have to talk about it and create the lines and the rules of engagement for the relationship, because it's different for everybody.
But that's the problem. People aren't talking about it. So you have, you say, we'll talk about it. Well, how? How do you do that?
Well, that's what we are. The genesis of this event was we wanted people to have a safe, comfortable place to come, of all types, married, single people, and create the conversation on the way home. So, when they're sitting there on the way home going, hey, by the way, that thing Mike said, is that true? 'Cause what do you think about that? Or how should we engage that? So you have to create rules of engagements within the relationship. I think that's the one thing that we try to promote the most through the events that we do.
Alrighty, so for singles out there, it's 2013. What is the dating phase like right now?
Well, the social media part of it has changed the ballgame. I even told a friend the other day, I said, I'm married, I have 2 kids. I can't even imagine being single right there in the dating.
I can't either.
Yeah.
Because the thing, you can't, people are checking you in, right? You're like, wait a minute, I told this girl I wasn't supposed to be it, but you know what I mean? But the good part about it is it's accountability that we never had before. But you got to be careful. People be taking pictures of you, checking you in online. So it's navigating the social media pictures that we never had to do 5, 10, 15 years ago. It's totally different.
The social media is making it a little bit easier for people to do their research.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm finding that with some of the younger people that I have in my life, my kids and their friends, they're finding out about things that are not being said online and calling them out on it.
Which I love, though. See, that's the accountability part of it. The BS, as they say, is out the window. It's on the table. You can sit there and you're exposed. If you're out there, you better know that people are going to see this information.
Yeah.
And money is another big thing that a lot of couples, you don't discuss it when you're dating, but you should. And budgeting, those are things you should have right out front, right?
Yeah, and that's one thing that when the subjects came up around money, it wasn't the money itself. It was the lack of the communication around the money. Tell me what your debt situation is. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What kind of car do you want to drive? How many children do you want to have? Believe it or not, that's a financial conversation.
Absolutely.
I have friends that want to have more kids, but they can't afford it.
Yeah.
So having those conversations and just having the communication around it is the most important part of it.
So I'm interested in this event that you have coming up. So kind of give us an idea. Maybe couples, singles,
Everybody,
either or,
men
who
and
wants
women.
to attend.
Yep.
What can we expect to happen? I mean, what are our expectations?
Typically what Dan and I have done is it's been us doing it, but this year we wanted to change it up. So I got a bunch of notable people in the community, Fawn Chang, a fashionista, Michael D., publisher, Roxanne Baldwin and Nikki Waller, just a bunch of my friends to come in. And these people are all opinionated. They all have influences in their own worlds, but let's get them all at the Wrigley Mansion and let's just hash it out over cocktails. And let's talk in an open forum and let's get the crowd involved with what people are not talking about between men and women. Sometimes gets a little hostile in the events, but we always tell people up front, we're here to have fun and we're here to learn, so when you go home, you can talk about these things with each other.
I love that you say the F word, it's okay, and we're talking feelings.
Yeah. I would say, and the guys are the worst. We stuff it down. Guys are the best at stuffing it down, but getting people to talk about their feelings is so important.
All right, well, here's the information. It's a red carpet happy hour event. It's Friday, January 11th at the Wrigley Mansion, 6:30 to 9:30. All the information on sonoranliving.com. Don't you go anywhere, Mike. I'm not done with you yet.
Sounds good.
That's right. In this book, one of our coworkers says this is her favorite book.
It's wore out.
There you go. All righty, and don't forget.